Onnested, Alquist, Ashburn, Calderon, Cedillo, Cogdill, Corbett, Correa, Cox, Denham, DeSaulnier, Ducheney, Dutton, Flores, Hancock, Harmon, Hollingsworth, Huff, Kehoe, Leno, Liu, Lowenthal, Maldonado, Negrete McLeod, Oropesa, Padilla, Pavley, Price, Romero, Runner, Smidian, Steinberg, Strickland, Walters, Wiggins, Wolk, Wright, Weiland, Yee. Madam President, we are lacking a quorum.
The Secretary notices the absence of a quorum. Sergeants, please lock the Senate doors and please call in the absent members so that we may begin this afternoon's session. Members, a quorum is present. Would the members and our guests be on the rail and in the gallery please rise? We will be led in prayer this afternoon by our chaplain, Rabbi Mona Alfie, after which please remain standing. We will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag by Senator Padilla.
Good afternoon. An ancient sage gave this advice to one who wants to live a life of meaning. He said, "Get yourself a teacher and acquire a friend to study with you. When you judge people, give them the benefit of the doubt." May we always have the humility to know that there is something to be learned from someone more experienced than ourselves. May we always know the pleasure of studying with a peer, and may our studies teach us to act with compassion for others. May this be God's will. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Members, under privileges of the floor, are there any particular requests from members? Senator Lowenthal? All right. Senator Hancock.
I rise to request that Senate Bill 205 be returned to the Assembly for further action.
Without objection.
I'm going to recognize
Is there any other member? Senator Hancock?
And I do need immediate transmittal to the Assembly.
Decibel note, immediate transmittal. Thank you, Senator Hancock. Any other item? Is there any other? Senator Onestad.
and resolutions, Madam.
Under motions and resolutions.
Madam Chair, members, I want to introduce to you some champions from my hometown, Grass Valley, Nevada City, California. the Sac Joaquin defending and Division I football champions for this last year, Nevada Union High School. Would you guys stand up?
Congratulations to you.
Over the last 20 years, under Coach Humphers, Dave, wave your hand, they have won 4 section championships. I don't remember how many conference championships. And I'll tell you, a program that puts out young men who know the work ethic and get out and are ready for success in life at age 18. My hat's off to the Nevada Union High School team and all of the supporters and the parents. Thanks for coming down, and God bless you.
Welcome to the California State Senate, and congratulations on being such tremendous champions in California. Welcome. Senator Runner, speaking of champions, I think you have more champions to introduce. Recognized at Senator Steinberg's desk.
Thank you, Madam President. You know, I think a few weeks ago we all were watching the devastation that took place in Haiti, and as unbelievable as it was to us to watch, we as Americans can be very proud that some of the first folks there to help in the devastation were our own American U.S. Coast Guard. And so it's my privilege to have a couple of those folks, 3 of those folks with us today, one of which is my daughter. They all serve on the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Mohawk. And so I'd like to have Rebecca come on up. My daughter Rebecca, my other daughter Sharon. And the U.S. Coast Guard Mohawk was there, cutter Mohawk was there within hours. One of the first of the 3 who arrived there on that scene. And so we're very glad that Rebecca was amongst one of those. She had some exciting experience in that process, delivering a couple of babies in that process. Things that I'm not sure they trained her for, but she had to do anyhow. But we're glad to have her back with us. And she has a couple of guests with her too. And I want to ask Kieran Williams, Seaman Kieran Williams, come, and also Fireman Danny Smith. Danny, come on up here. Who also serve on the U.S. and the cutter Mohawk too. So we're glad to have them with us.
Congratulations for your tenacity and courage. And welcome back, Assemblymember Sharon Runner, as well. It's good to see you. Senator Wolk.
I have an introduction, Madam President.
Please proceed.
I'd like to introduce some young artists who are in the gallery today. In the chambers, they've contributed to this year's Aldea Children's Art Therapy Engagement Calendar. This calendar is produced by local children in Napa and Solano counties who participate in the art therapy program, part of the Aldea Children and Family Services. They're on a special visit to the Capitol, and I'd like to welcome them.
Welcome to the California State Senate. Senator Lowenthal is recognized at Senator Steinberg's desk.
Thank you, Mr. President, Madam President, members. I have the great honor of recognizing today in this resolution one of California's heroes, Guy Mahula, who brought his talents and dedication to the Los Angeles Unified School District as their chief facilities executive. Under Guy's leadership, listen to this, LAUSD undertook the largest public construction program in the nation's history. Guy and his team transformed Los Angeles schools from overcrowded, neglected facilities to award-winning, high-performance and educationally enhancing learning environments. During Guy's 7 years, his watch there, $13.6 billion in local bonds were leveraged into $20.1 billion of construction program. This construction built, listen to this, members, 80 new in the last 7 K through 12 schools and completed nearly 19,000 modernization projects at existing schools. LAUSD has become nationally acclaimed for this construction program, and this was done through a culture headed by Guy that fostered creative problem solving. LA's construction team cultivated relationships with the community, neighborhoods, construction management and labor, and state and local governments. And LAUSD partnered with these groups to make a sustainable investment in LA's educational infrastructure. Members, on behalf of the children of Los Angeles and the state of California, I thank and honor Guy Mahula for going so far above and beyond the call of duty in his work for LAUSD and the community of Los Angeles. Mr. Mahula, you have contributed to a better future for California, and I want to thank you.
Congratulations to you. I believe Senator Padilla, do you wish to speak on this recognition?
Yes, when I see Guy, I see not just a friendly face from the LUSD, but someone who we've met with repeatedly, be it in my capacity as a legislator, in my City Hall office as a former council member, or even in the community, because he has really been one of the leaders on the front lines for the tremendous school construction program at the LA Unified School District that has really transformed neighborhood after neighborhood after neighborhood throughout the city. The city of LA is a pretty big bureaucracy. The LA Unified School District is a pretty big bureaucracy, and we're not exactly known for working well together, but that changed in large part because of the work that Guy did and how he went about it. So it's been a pleasure working with you. Thousands upon thousands of students in LA Unified are benefiting from not just your work, but your style, and I just want to say thank you.
Congratulations, Guy Mahula. Senator Yee, recognized at Senator Steinberg's desk.
Thank you very much, Madam President. It's really my pleasure to introduce Mr. Donald Tong, who is the Hong Kong Commissioner for Economic and Trade Affairs for USA. Mr. Tong assumed his post in October of 2008, and this is his first official visit to Sacramento. Mr. Tong is the Hong Kong representative here in the United States. He is equivalent to an ambassador. He is an individual who looks at every which way to foster greater relationships here in California and the United States and Hong Kong. As he would often say, to get to China, you have to go through Hong Kong. I think there's some wisdom to that. I don't know how China feels about it, but most importantly, he wants to do all that he can to facilitate that relationship. And with him is Jeff Leung, who is the director for the San Francisco office of the Hong Kong Economic Trade. And so with that, colleagues, please join me in welcoming Mr. Donald Tong. Thank you.
Congratulations and welcome to the California State Senate. Members, let me just make a very important announcement. I'd like your attention. I'd like to introduce a most distinguished individual we have with us today. Due to the absence of Governor Schwarzenegger, we do have the acting governor of the state of California, our own Darrell Steinberg. Welcome to the California State Senate, Mr. Governor.
Thank you.
Send bills quickly. Under reports of committees, these will be deemed read and amendments adopted. Members, we are now going to recess the regular session, and we will convene the 8th extraordinary session. The prayer and the pledge will be deemed complete. Senator Padilla, for what purpose do you rise?
Yes, Energy Committee to meet off the floor in room 3191 immediately.
Members of the Energy Committee off the floor immediately to hear one bill, I believe, Senator Padilla, in room 3191. Senator Hollingsworth, for what purpose do you rise?
To announce that we're sending a draft executive order suspending AB 32 to the acting governor's desk. And beyond that, there'll be a Republican caucus in the coffee shop as soon as Utilities and Commerce is adjourned.
Okay, Mr. Acting Governor, you may want to take this up with the Republican Minority Leader. Energy Committee, please, 3191. Members, the Senate will take a brief recess while Energy Committee meets. After that, Republican caucus will be meeting. You are free to go to your office, but we are going to ask you to please return immediately to the Senate chamber upon the conclusion of the Republican caucus. Senator Hollingsworth, can you give us an anticipated time length? It's anticipated it might be about a 20-30 minute Republican caucus. The Senate is in a temporary recess.